We have Lauren Francesca. Welcome to the show.
Hey girl, hi.
Finally, we got this together. I love your fluffy ears.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So for everybody watching right now, Lauren Francesca, she's an actress. She's a longtime friend of mine, and she's here. She normally lives in LA, but she's all the way in New York, quarantined right now. So I just thought it would be such an inspiring interview to talk about how you stay focused, how you stay strong and motivated. Because I also know you've had like a hard year this year too, with everything going on with your dog. And I just always look at you and I'm like, this girl is like on it, you know, and now you're in the middle of so much going on. I mean, the whole world is, and I don't even know how you do it. So that's why we have you here.
Well, today I had some messages of somebody impersonating my Facebook page. That's been a thing. So there's this person, I don't know if it's multiple people, but what they do is they copy every single picture. They'll like make their layout look the same as mine. They'll do like a month's worth of posting, and then they'll start reaching out to my followers asking them for money. Yeah, so this has happened honestly over 50 times. And it happened again today. And the last time it happened, one of my viewers told me he's currently in therapy because he thought he was messaging me all this time. Yeah, and I felt so bad. Apparently he like sent this person thousands of dollars. There's a police report open. It's insane. So the person is back and they made another page. So that was this morning's drama.
Oh my God. You always have something like this going on.
Insanity. Just insanity.
So how do you deal with it?
Yeah, I don't know, girl. I just do it. I mean, my dog has radiation and then chemo. I really try to do things one at a time and just try to focus on that one thing. I'm not that great at multitasking because you always kind of drop the ball. And being here with my parents, my father, I'm his personal assistant. I don't know how it is when you like visit your family, but my dad is like, oh, you're going to teach me the computer today and we're going to clean and we're going to do this. And I'm like, oh God, I have work to do. So it's hard, but I try to do things one at a time. And I have a list of the things that I prioritize.
How do you like even stay motivated with all the negativity going on?
Brownies.
You just eat brownies. That's your secret.
That's my secret. Brownies, chocolate ones, the homemade ones, they work. Coffee helps a lot. Music. I love listening to music. It makes me feel better.
You're literally just like nonchalantly like, my dog had surgery. Now they have to get radiation. Now somebody is taking money from all my fans. What made you be the strong person? Because obviously you don't get to the point where you can just be like, I just make a list and I eat brownies and I listen to positive music. There had to be something in your life where you learned to be this way. What was the pivotal moment where you learned that?
Well, you realize that it just goes on. No matter what you do, it's going to keep happening. And you can either stay in bed or you got to be strong and just keep doing it. Otherwise, you end up nowhere, basically. I don't know. I guess from dancing my whole life, I think just because I used to be a professional dancer and seeing that, like, okay, you're not going to get all the jobs. You're not going to do great on all the auditions. Sometimes you might fall. Like that's happened to me. I've been on stage and I tripped and fell once, and I really pissed off the girl that I fell on because she was just like,
you were upset. You're like, oh, the girl I fell on was bad.
She was really upset with me. But you know, you fall, you get back up, and you keep dancing. So that's kind of like my mantra. It's just, you know. I apologized to her. I was like, look, I didn't fall on purpose. It was a mistake, but I don't think she ever forgave me for that.
Because I know I've had times where I was so upset over something, and then I was even more mad that the things I wanted to do because I was upset didn't get done. And I was like, was it worth that? Like that person is mad at you. All you are is thinking about them, wanting them to not be mad at you when you could have just like lived your life and been happy.
Well, that's a whole different conversation. That's like a relationship conversation. I've been there in relationships where you're thinking about that other person and they're not even wondering about you. Or maybe they're wondering about you, but they're just like whatever. And I realized you can't waste your time on that. And also it's an energy thing. You don't want to be giving them that kind of energy when they're not returning the energy. Mm-hmm. So like that's something I've realized too in dating and also in having friends. It's, you know, people will put a certain amount of energy into you, but if you're just sitting there like on your phone, like looking like, why aren't they calling me back? It's bad news.
And I had another interview about this, kind of like about creating boundaries, which I think is what people are learning during the coronavirus. I think it's like an interesting parallel because here the boundaries are clear, like don't go near me because you're sick. You actually have to see a boundary. And we're actually learning right now that by taking care of ourselves and putting ourselves first, not only are helping ourselves, but we're helping others. And, I think that works in the areas that you were saying about really every area, whether it's making a list, setting boundaries in a relationship or friends, making boundaries, the crazy people that are getting money from your fans. You have to like create a boundary or you can never be productive or move forward or even be happy.
For sure. And I had an instance with like a fan who, like, I'll make friends with my fans. And this one guy, he said when the coronavirus first started happening, he called me like an arrogant bitch that I wasn't listening to the news. And it's just, I was shocked. And I didn't want to explain to him, like, look, I know this is going on, but I can't just be posting stuff about the virus all the time. I have to, this is my job. It's social media. So I didn't respond to it. And I kind of just, whatever. I saw that he was like drinking. And then like yesterday he posted something he like wrote me a message calling me selfish. And I was like, look, I'm just going to block you. And he's like, I'll do the favor for you. But people get really upset. Like they get upset at you for like not kind of following through with things, or like not kind of just being as, I guess, energetic with responding to them as they want you to be. It's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah. And you have it on such a large scale level with all of like the fans. People deal with this with relationship, with friends, but you just like cut that out. How did you learn that? Like, was there a point at the beginning where you would talk back to them and see it like escalate?
It depends. It's certain types of people. I don't know if it's a Briggs kind of psychology kind of test that we have to give each of the viewers, because certain people are a little bit more laid back, and then other people get really triggered. And I don't know if that's if they become obsessed with you, because when people are obsessed, they become much more emotional if you're not responding right away, or if you don't respond to everything. I wish I had time to respond to every single person who messaged me, but it's just it's super overwhelming. So I don't.
Yeah,
but I mean,
like those boundaries. So like, do you have any tips on how to create those boundaries so that you could stay focused, you can stay healthy?
Yeah, I mean, the tips, I really love that I have a dog. So I've been telling every like podcast I go on, I tell people to rescue an animal or rescue a pet, because some days I don't feel like getting out of bed, but my dog will motivate me. He'll look at me and he'll kind of like nudge me, and he reminds me that like I need to be strong because he needs a walk.
Yeah.
So pets are super helpful and kind of just making us feel like being together. Also, just I know I'm not perfect, and I know people out there could be a little insane. So that's also something. And then I have boundaries of, I'm very selective of who I give my contact info out to. If I don't know the number, I normally don't pick it up. If I don't meet a person in real life, I generally don't add them on Facebook unless like, I don't know, unless like I kind of have like mutual friends or something, or, there's something there. But there's like certain rules, I guess, I live by in terms of like following people on Instagram, or certain things like that. So, because I get a lot of my viewers asking me to follow them, and it's just, if I would follow every viewer on Instagram, I'd just be following way too many people. So I have like several rules that I have for me in the back of my head, so that when these things do happen, I'm just
what are the rules that you have?
My rules. I do not follow anyone on Instagram unless I meet them in real life. And there have been viewers that I've met, and generally, like, if I do meet them, I make sure to meet them in a public place, or I actually, right before the virus started, there's this viewer, Mike the Mechanic, who has been following me for like over 4 years now, always talking in my live streams, and he's an actor in SAG. And so he would come on my Instagram live sometimes, and he actually knew some of my mutual friends. So I needed actors for a sketch, and I invited him there. Mm-hmm. So generally, so if it's like somebody who I know will have mutual friends, I'll generally kind of be nice. Or somebody like, when I went to London for my dog's open heart surgery, I met one of the people who he made the first fan video for me, and he made like my fan club 12 years ago, my first fan club. So I hung out with him the whole day. It was like so much fun. So that was cool. So it's generally like I have certain things, and then I just needed help on the way to the airport. So I hung out with another one of my viewers who was like trying to hang out with me the whole time. I felt so bad, and I was just so busy when I was in London because I wasn't there for fun. I was there for my dog.
Mhm. That's cool though, because you know, you talk about the crazy people, but there also are
They're
regular.
really nice. Really, I have some amazing viewers, really amazing viewers, and a lot of I have a lot of viewers that are actually vets. So so when my dog is like not feeling well, I'll just like text them in the middle of the night and be like, hey, and they're just like the nicest, coolest people.
You're so like lucky though that there vets you, like you don't even think about your followers being like a resource to you and how you can use them. Like it's not all bad. They're not
Yeah,
all
there's so many different things. I have viewers that are lawyers. I definitely hit them up for legal advice. And they kind of try to redirect me the right way. They're like, Lauren, I don't think it's very legal if I help you with this, but here, do this.
That's so nice of them. So obviously you found all the positive. What's like a mantra that you live by?
A mantra. I really just try to stay positive and to keep positive people around me. So if people are being negative, I try to cut them out, which just sucks sometimes because I have a lot of friends that I really like and I've known for years, but I've had to cut out some really close friends or some friends that I've known for years because they were negative or because I just felt like they weren't being supportive. So, but for all in all, I feel that the people you keep around you really help you kind of go to that next step and next level. And things have been amazing for me.
What's the difference? Because we've talked about kind of creating boundaries and focusing on what you want. Now that you've created the boundary and cut people out, like what's the before and after? What did life feel like in opportunities? What were they like before versus once you finally made the decision?
I feel like I don't feel like it's affected opportunities. I feel like it affects your state of mind, and then opportunities just come. It's kind of like the universe.
Yeah, the law of attraction.
Yeah, it's the law of attraction. So this year I did like 4 movies, which was awesome. And every year is different in terms of auditions and movies. And just, I had a friend who just kept telling me like, Lauren, you need to go back to medical school. Like I was supposed to go to medical school. So I have a pre-med degree.
Oh,
So that was one of our fights was like, he's like, Lauren, you're doing like, and even though I was booking movies, he's like, you're doing these indie movies. You're not making money. You should just go back and become a nurse. You can make like 100,000 a year. And I'm like, dude, just like lay off. I'm doing well, look. And he's like, yeah, but you're not making as much as, he'd always find something to kind of bring up. So I just try to keep people around that are positive.
Yeah, those people are going to bring you down and they can never really, why would you want to be around people who are never going to be happy for you? You could literally be like, I won the lottery and then they'll just be mad at you. Or you could like save the world. Just some people have stuff going on in their life and you don't realize it's bringing you down until they're gone and you have a positive energy and aura around you now.
Well, yeah, and I think about it too. Like I think about like a lot of relationships I've had in the past because I've just been single during this quarantine, and I'm just like, oh wow, thank God I didn't end up in that relationship. I was just like today I was like thinking about like ex-boyfriends. Like the first time I moved to LA, I dated this guy. And he was just like, he wasn't like in the YouTube world. He was like in the film world. And he really broke my heart. And then like I just realized, like I was thinking about it as I was driving. I was thinking about all the negative things about him. I was just like, wow, thank God that guy broke up with me. It's just like,
you look
like
at it
how lucky I am.
The same thing happened. Like it's not till after the fact where you're able to sit and look at it and you realize why it didn't work out. I know it's like a quote and you're like, oh, one day you'll look back and realize why it didn't work out. But then you do, and it was really to serve you, to be a better person. It's like the biggest thing you want people to know about, setting boundaries and staying focused and happy right now.
If something doesn't feel right, don't do it, or don't talk to them, and don't feel forced. A lot of the times we feel forced by other obligations to either stay in relationships. Like one of the things I was thinking about was, imagine being quarantined with somebody you can't stand. Like I couldn't take it. So now it's just, I feel like it's one of those times where you don't have to feel, or you don't have to force yourself in a situation. If you don't want to be with someone, don't be with them. And if you don't want to call someone back, don't call someone back. It's just however you feel, just go by that gut feeling. Because a lot of times we have a feeling and then we don't listen to it, and then we realize, oh my God, my feeling was right.
On to what you have going on. There's been all this hardship, but there's always a silver lining. You've been in a few movies. You have some things going on Netflix. Please tell everyone about it.
Yeah, so really amazing. I have a movie that's hopefully they're editing it right now called Crabs in a Bucket. So that's one of the ones I'm really excited about because I haven't seen it yet and I was really funny. I know it was like a super funny scene. I got to play Taryn Manning's best friend.
That's
So
cool.
it was awesome. So I did a scene with her and Jeremy Piven, which was awesome. But there's a movie I shot in last June that it came out on Netflix at the beginning of the quarantine, and it was number 3 in movies for yeah. So all these people are talking about this movie I did. It's called Badland. I play a hooker, but I'm silly. I'm kind of silly looking. It's a dramedy. It's drama, not a dramedy. It's a drama. But I'm not like slutty looking. You'll see. You'll watch. It's good. And then a movie I did years ago got re-released on Amazon for free. It's called Catskill Park. So that one's also really, really fun. Yeah, so many cool things I'm excited about, and just have been making content on my social media like an insane person. I have no life. So
I need to learn from you though. I want to get to your level. So
you're there. You're way more organized than I am.
Nobody knows what's going on in my day.
I saw your post. You made a vision of the place you're gonna live, and now you're living there.
Oh yeah, that did actually come true with my vision board.
How?
I have no idea. I always thought, like, it's funny because my family, we moved into our dream house. My mom moved into her dream house, and she was like, "Isn't this house so beautiful? Did you ever think we'd have a house this beautiful?" And then I was like, actually, yeah, I thought one day we'd have a house this beautiful. And then she started laughing, and she was like, me too. So it's like you said, it's the mindset. Like, if you truly feel something in your gut and your heart, like, these are things I've been visualizing. Unless it came true in a year, but I've been visualizing my dream house in life since I was little. Like, my parents would give me money, and they'd be like, do you want to buy toys? And I said, no, I want to save it for when I'm grown up. If I save this money I got for my birthday when I was 3, by the time I'm 30 and I save all of them, I'll have something and invest it. And so it's just like, you just got to start with a thought and just keep going. But you've done it too. Thank you anyways, but I don't want the show to go too long. I could go forever with you, but thank you so much for being on the show. Everyone watching probably already follows you, but can you let them know where they can find you?
I want my Lauren.
I want my Lauren everywhere. It actually just popped up on the screen too. In our names. Yeah, thank you so much, you guys. Thank you for watching the Dose of Bliss show. If you are new here, don't forget to click the subscribe button, comment below. I'll have all of Lauren's information below, and we will see you next time with a daily dose of bliss to inspire you. Bye.